Hi everyone, meteorologist Ethan Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center. We are live for our 19atSIX weather show, available wherever you stream, including on fox19.com, the Fox 19 News and First Alert weather app, also on the 24/7 weather streaming channel, YouTube, and of course on Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. So apologies for the delay. We had some technology issues, rather. Things are running really slow for some reason, so I had to figure out what was going on there. But we're here, we're live, and since there's nothing active happening on radar or there's no First Alert weather days, let's dive right into your forecast first. I always promise the first couple of minutes to give you that First Alert forecast of tonight, tomorrow, and the next 7 days. So once the computer decides to load for me, we'll be able to see the forecast for tonight. So overnight, we got a low temperature down to 15 degrees. So a cold night tonight with mainly clear skies. We do have a few passing clouds, mid-level clouds, but otherwise, though, less clouds than clear conditions. We go into tomorrow. We got a high up to 31 degrees. So a lot of cloud cover in the afternoon, but we will start off with sunshine. So a sunny start to your day on Monday, but clouds will increase, eventually becoming cloudy in the afternoon and staying cold. But the 7-day forecast does show some changes. We've got a high up to 35 by Tuesday with a lot of sunshine. By Wednesday, 43. Could see a rain chance. I know before we were discussing a rain-snow mix, but it looks like the moisture is coming in a little bit later and later, enough to where we could be looking at just rain during the midday and afternoon. And it's only a small chance. It looks very light at this point. But because of it being drier, we bumped up the temperature to 43. And then for Thursday, we could be looking at a few flurries in the morning potentially. In addition to that, blustery conditions. A high of just 29 degrees for your Thursday. Friday, 34 and sunshine. Saturday, looking at a few snow showers, a high of only 36. And by Sunday, partly cloudy and 44. So you are looking at kind of a swing in temperatures over the next 7 days. More dry than wet, but we are certainly looking at, excuse me, certainly looking at temperatures above freezing. More often than not in this 7-day forecast. And we'll talk about the details here coming up in just a couple of minutes. But that is the forecast first. Again, the first few minutes of the 19atSIX. And at this point, we are at 6:05. If you're joining us on Facebook, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to chime in. My goodness, this computer is just running on fumes, it seems like. Okay, we're good. So if you have any questions or comments, you can chime in with us on both Facebook pages. I got one comment already on my Facebook page. Kathy, hi. Hi to you as well. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday evening so far. Hopefully there are no Sunday scaries out there, because I know it's been a long weekend with the holidays and folks are going to get back in the old grind for tomorrow. But hopefully no one is having any anxiety or issues about going back to the old grind. Kimberly says, good evening, Ethan. Good evening to you as well. That's on the Fox 19 Facebook page. So right now on radar and satellite, as I mentioned, a few mid-level clouds are going to be moving through tonight. You can see those mid-level clouds are present right through much of the Cincinnati metro area into southeast Indiana, all of northern Kentucky, and right along the Ohio River. But much clearer conditions further off to the north and east, and then also to the south and west. We will widen this out, and let's see how well it does this. But we are going to be looking at clearing conditions. You see all this clear air here. This is going to move in and allow for those clear skies. With how cold it's been, the temperatures will plummet down into the mid-teens. So that's why we have a forecast low of 15 degrees. Now, if you're traveling north, maybe you're traveling north tonight or tomorrow over towards northeast Ohio, northwestern Pennsylvania into western New York, still dealing with a lot of lake effect snow up in that direction. We won't see anything like that here. We're just looking at quiet conditions to start the week here across the tri-state. But all in all, this area of low pressure, which is way up at this point to the north, this is, well, it looks like it's just northeast of Quebec, but at this point, it's just going to allow for snow for those folks that are in the Great Lakes region, but for us, less of an influence now. At this point, our greater influence is going to be the eventual push of high pressure trying to push into the region on Monday and Tuesday, hence why it's going to be dry. But by Wednesday, we are tracking a system which will bring in some chances for some rain. We'll show you that in the forecast model data here in just a few minutes, but let's look at today's high temperature and low temperature on the almanac. We're going to take this really slow because this computer does not want to cooperate as easily as it should. Today's high is only 33 degrees, well below normal. Our average high is 48. So today officially 15 degrees below normal. Morning low was 23. Of course, that's pretty cold. But it was 23 because of the cloud cover we had last night along with those light snow showers. Didn't amount to very much. In fact, I believe CVG had only 0.2 of an inch of snow officially, which again, we told you it wasn't going to be a lot, but it's going to be enough to create issues. And my goodness, there were a lot of issues yesterday evening because the snow had melted on contact on the roadways. However, road temperatures were close to freezing. Air temperature was at or below freezing. And as the night progressed, the road temperatures eventually cooled down below freezing where there were some icy spots on the roadways. So certainly a cold night last night, but temperatures weren't quite as cold as the last previous nights because of the cloud cover and the moisture. Right now, though, it is cold. Upper 20s and low 30s. 27 over towards my hometown in Hillsboro, 27 in Connorsville and in Batesville, 30 in Harrison, 29 in Milford, as well as in Brooksville, Kentucky, 28 in Maysville and in Dry Ridge, 30 in Warsaw, and 29 up in Westchester. So definitely a chilly night tonight. And the winds, they shouldn't be too blustery out there, but there might be a slight breeze. And the breeze does make a difference, even if it's a 5-mile-per-hour breeze when you have temperatures as low as this. Yeah, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So you have this, you factor that in, and it does feel colder. Wind chills feels like temperatures are in the teens to mid-20s. So even when there's not a strong wind, even when there are clearing skies, it's still going to be very cold. And keep that in mind for tomorrow morning for the kids at the bus stop, whether you're heading off to work or school tomorrow morning. Make sure that you are finding ways to stay warm and have the layers on. Certainly going to be something that will be important to be warm in a morning that's going to be quite cold. Karen says good evening from Hillsboro. Hey, good evening to you as well. Pretty cold out there in Highland County. Wind chill of 19 degrees. Tell you what, today's been this weekend has been been depressing with regards to Cincinnati and Ohio sports. Bearcats losing, the Bengals losing, the Buckeyes losing. Not the best to have that, unfortunately. Hopefully, things get better on an upward trajectory, but we'll see. Tonight, again, we're going to be staying cold, staying dry, but temperatures will plummet because of the fact that we are looking at clearing skies along with this very cold air mass. So overnight lows tonight, we're going to dip down to about 15 degrees. And then we go into tomorrow. We're going to start off with some sunshine, but clouds will quickly build during the afternoon. High of around 31 degrees can be expected for the start of the week. So definitely looking at cold, crisp conditions. And let's look at the forecast model here real quick. This is what we call a localized forecast model. So it's going to not go out quite as far, but it's going to have a lot more definition as to what we can expect. So it's doing a fairly good job with the cloud cover. So I showed you earlier on radar, we have clouds pretty much right in here. It has the right idea. It's not necessarily in the right spot, but it's getting the right idea. We play forward into tonight, into Monday morning, clear skies, but then by Monday afternoon, those clouds will quickly build as we break into the low 30s. And do note that there are no little blue dots, there's no little green dots, so we're looking at dry conditions. Precipitation not going to be an issue for us during the day on Monday. We go into Monday night into Tuesday, skies will clear out. And then Tuesday afternoon, a lot of sunshine. And then we head into Wednesday. Wednesday morning, mostly cloudy. Temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. This is as far out as this particular model goes. But let's look at our long-range computer model. And this one will show kind of the same thing. Not looking at anything too impressive for our Wednesday. So let's place in the full speed. You see here going into Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, we're fine. But then by Wednesday, something that's been kind of consistent amongst the models is this area of low pressure staying well off to the north. And as it's going to do that, we have less of an influence on any kind of precipitation chances with this system. And I say precipitation because of a rain-snow mix potential. And as you can see, the rain-snow mix potential kind of gets lifted all the way to Lake Erie, even into Lake Michigan. So this little surge of warm air ahead of this low is going to do enough to allow those temperatures to break into the 40s. But do note that there's not much in the tri-state depicted here on this model. So not much and hardly anything of green or pink or blue. In fact, temperatures look to be so warm enough to be just rain. So we go into Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We're kind of on that top edge of bottom edge rather, of moisture. And by this point, temperatures will actually plunge Wednesday night into Thursday. So Thursday, or I should say this, Wednesday, really small chance of a sprinkle, maybe a light shower. Wednesday night into Thursday, we do have better odds of seeing a rain-snow mix, rain changing over to a rain-wet snow mix. Then by Thursday morning, perhaps a few flurries, maybe a light snow shower to areas north and east, the Fox 19 Now viewing area. So maybe you're commuting to Columbus or have somebody who's traveling to Columbus on Thursday morning. They could run into some snow showers. I think for us, though, we will be limited to just flurries on Thursday morning. We go into Thursday afternoon. Eventually, things will dry out. And we're going to be dry on Friday by the end of the week. And going into the weekend, we are tracking a system that will move through on Saturday. Now, I know there's been some chatter on social media about this system. Right now, it doesn't look really impressive. The time being, in fact, models are trending drier air for Saturday. However, this is almost a week out. In fact, it's 6 days out. A lot can change. In fact, a rule of thumb when it comes to snow forecasting is if it's more than 48 hours out and someone's telling you a lot of snow, ignore them. In fact, they are doing it for hype. They're doing it for clicks. They're doing it for popularity. At this point, a good meteorologist would say, hey, there's a chance of snow on Saturday. Right now, the odds do suggest that we're looking at, this being a shortwave situation where it's just not going to be very much in a short period of time, or it could be something else. And what I'm telling you right now is that at this point, this area of low pressure, as it's moving in, it's going to start off with flurries, light snow showers, yes. But as we go into Saturday night into Sunday, notice this. It begins to show some pink, and it falls apart really quick. So it's a sign of weakening here. We go into Sunday, we're dry. But something you can't see on this model perhaps, and something I can indicate up here, is the pink and green and blue is all up here. So the rain-snow line actually gets lifted up Saturday evening into Saturday night, indicating that warmer air is moving in. So right now for Saturday, I would say a few snow showers do look to be in the forecast, but it does look limited at this point. In fact, models are suggesting that we get a big warm-up going into early of the following week, not tomorrow, but the following Monday. And that's going to set a precedence for an unsettled pattern that would be mainly rain here in the tri-state. So I'm not concerned. I'm not really, what's the right word? There's no concern right now for any kind of impacts. Right now it looks like a few light snow showers and could be some wet snow showers. I'm not looking at anything too crazy, and it's way too early to talk about any kind of snowfall totals. Again, this far out, you can't really do it. You can look at a model and say, hey, this model's saying that, but by the next run of the model, it'll be completely different. In fact, I did see that on one model where between one output and the next output, it was something completely different. So right now, there's a lot of variability, meaning there's a lot of uncertainty, and it's just way too far out to have any discussion. Anthony on the Fox 19 Facebook page asking, can we skip the cold and move to summer? If you want summer weather, you got to move down to Florida. We're now in December. We're in the thick of seeing, kind of this general trend of temperatures at or below normal. Any warm days are going to be in the 40s, maybe close to 50s. But yeah, summer conditions, we got a long way to go, buddy, before we get there. But thanks for the comment, Anthony. Rachel asking, are we pretty much over severe weather? With it heating up in the following weeks with rain, do we have risk of severe weather? Right now, Rachel, I would say no, we don't have any risks. I would say it's like, with the current forecast trend we've seen, or we're going to be seeing here in the Ohio Valley, I think right now there's just not enough evidence that suggests severe weather, at least right now for us. You'd have to go well further south to see anything at this point. But in the meantime, I would say going into December 9th on this particular forecast model, we got rain, but it's going to be temperatures are limited in the 40s. Rachel, I would say that if you want to see any risks of strong or severe storms, I mean, you can have strong storms even with temperatures in the 50s, but you got to have some ingredients, and right now, this far out, there's going to be some question marks as to what that is. And right now, I think that we're not looking at severe weather, at least in the next 2 weeks here in the Tri-State. So I think we can relax a little bit with that. That's going to be something that, of course, if there's anything that does show up, I'll let you know. But I've not seen anything that suggests active weather with any kind of severe activity at this point, Rachel. With it heating up, yeah, the warmest I've seen on the models, Rachel, are the low 50s, and that's accompanied by lows in the 30s. So I'm not seeing any big, strong jet stream. I'm not seeing a lot of CAPE, which would be storm energy. I'm not seeing helicity. I'm not seeing any of those big things that you want to look at that would be indicative of the potential for severe weather. So, Rachel, we're good. We're good. Darla says, good evening. Good evening to you as well. Michael asking, any rain throughout the week? We'll just show you the 7-day forecast now. And that 7-day forecast does have sprinkles and light rain shower chances Wednesday, but nothing that looks too out there. We do have Wednesday night into Thursday, rain changing over to a wet snow mix. And then Thursday, a few flurries in the morning, but then by the afternoon, drier air does work in. But do note that Wednesday and Thursday will both be breezy. Breezy on Wednesday with warmer air, and then blustery with colder air on Thursday. Thursday's high is just going to be 29 degrees after a morning low of 23. So not a huge change in temperatures on Thursday. Kathy says, trying to stay warm, went back to work today. And then also asks, did Dan make it home? I believe he did. Didn't see anything in email-wise about him taking tomorrow off or anything like that. So he should be on the Fox 19 morning show tomorrow morning beginning at 4:30, Kathy. Betty says, hello, Ethan. How cold will it be? Depends on the day. The coldest time, it looks to be tonight at a low of 15 degrees. Okay, that's all the comments. Okay, so now what we'll do is look at this forecast and then go beyond the 7-day forecast here in a second. So, tonight, clearing skies, a low of 15 degrees. And then by Monday morning, tomorrow morning, a lot of sunshine, but clouds will quickly build in. Temperatures will stay cold in the upper 20s and low 30s. Tuesday, morning starts off also cold, 18 degrees. Afternoon, though, we break above freezing at 35 degrees. Again, a lot of sunshine. Tuesday night into Wednesday, 22 degrees. Clouds will quickly build in, and by Wednesday, we're looking at overcast conditions through much of the day. And it's part of that area of low pressure I was mentioning, and that's part of a low pressure that's well off to the north of the Great Lakes region, which will bring in, for us, really warm conditions. I'm going to say warm relatively speaking, of course, because 43 is actually near normal for this time of the year. But we will see a rain chance with this. It looks light at this point, maybe a sprinkle, but it does not look like to be of any concern or issue. But it will be breezy. Gusts probably around 30 miles per hour. Thursday, blustery, a chance of flurries and cold, 29 degrees. Then we're drying out Thursday afternoon, Thursday night into Friday. Friday morning, 17 degrees. So another cold morning for the end of the week. High of only 34. And then for the weekend, that system moves in. It looks like a little wave of energy. Not quite the same as what we had yesterday. But this wave does have with it some moisture, which could bring us a few snow showers. And then temperatures are actually going to warm up a little bit Saturday night into Sunday. And that snow is going to change over to rain and then eventually move out. And then Sunday, we're partly cloudy up to 44 degrees. And we'll take a moment before we get to our 14-day forecast because we've got one new comment here on the Fox 19 Facebook page. Molly saying, hello, Ethan. The snow is about an inch maybe in Pleasant Plain. Pond is frozen. Hey, at least you got water in the pond. That's good to hear. Yeah, we did have some areas that had some measurable snow. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough to where that did create those issues on the roadways late last night. But thanks, Molly, for the comment. But we are now looking at the 7-day forecast here. So again, not much in the way of moisture chances, except for Wednesday, a rain chance, Wednesday night, a rain-snow mix, and then Thursday, flurries. So this does not look to be anything problematic. No first alert weather days for that. It looks like it's just going to be enough to just be noticeable. Might create some wet spots here or there, but with temperatures falling down to 23, could be a few icy spots that can't be ruled out. Thursday, 29 and blustery, and then we go into Saturday, a few snow showers, a high of 36, and then Sunday, 44 degrees and partly cloudy sky. So that is the 7-day forecast. Let's now go beyond the 7-day forecast, and you'll see we are going to be warming up. And do note, morning lows will be close to freezing, so we are looking at milder nights or more seasonable nights for early December compared to what it has been lately. So December 9th and 10th, we are looking at some rain showers moving in. We do have temperatures dipping down slightly on Wednesday to 38 degrees. Thursday through Sunday, it's kind of back and forth as to what days we'll see any chances of rain. So not to blanket statement this, but every day does have a chance at least of rain. Nothing significant. It does not look like a washout every day, but there are going to be some days that have chances of rain while others will be a lot more dry. But we are warming up though. So through the middle of December, we are actually going to see an increase in temperatures from the coldest being 15 degrees tonight, and then by 2 weeks out, 46 here in Cincinnati on December 15th. So again, we are looking at a warming trend through the middle of the month of December. That is beyond the 7-day forecast. Now let's go to your 7-day plus, which shows you all 14 days, both the highs and the lows, and what it's going to be normal, like what is normal for that time period. And as you can see, at least the next week, temperatures will be below normal, both the highs and the lows. However, going into the second week of December through the middle of the month of December, we are looking at temperatures near normal to maybe just above normal. So this warmer air that we're seeing is really just near normal. So nothing that appears to be out of the ordinary or significant at this point. But with that, with those temperatures closer to normal, we do have daily chances for rain. Again, nothing that looks majorly an issue or concern. Monday the 9th and Tuesday the 10th looks to be the wettest days of that time period for now, but this is going to be something that, it'll just be rain by the looks of it at this point. So that is a 7-day plus. Get the 7-day pulled up one more time. There we go. So we'll take one last look at comments and questions before we sign off here. Molly says, welcome, of course. Hopefully you had a good day today as well, Molly. Man, technology in this building is just not working. There we go. Okay. No new comments on my Facebook page. Hopefully you all are having a good Sunday. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving weekend. I know when it comes to sports, this weekend wasn't the outcome of many that would want it to be. Between the Bearcats, the Buckeyes, the Bengals. But, hey, maybe you're a fan or an alum of Miami Redhawks or the Ohio Bobcats. Positive news is that they're going to the MAC Championship next Saturday up in Detroit. And I will say that next weekend, or this upcoming Saturday, we are looking at some moisture. That area of light snow showers for us will extend over towards northern Ohio. So if you're traveling to that, I would say travel Friday if you can up to Detroit for that game. Should be a great game. Battle of the Bricks 2.0. I'm looking forward to it. Best part is it's going to be an indoor game. For those of you who are going to attend, it'll at least be feel nice compared to being outside in Detroit with the cold air up there. Okay, so that's going to do it. I feel like everyone else who was commenting are probably hopped off now at this point. Oh, Molly, you commented one more time. So the pond is still not full, but we have some water in it. That's a positive sign. Another positive sign here in this forecast. So, and with everything that's been going on. So, thank you, Molly, for commenting. And thank you to those of you who've been watching us here for our 19atSIX. Overall, a pretty quiet forecast for the most part. Not looking at any first alert weather days. Only days that we're going to be keep an eye on will be Wednesday night into Thursday with the winds, as well as the maybe a couple slick spots possible, and then Saturday with a few of those snow showers. Right now, it does not look to be anything significant. In fact, I'm not even going to give you any kind of realm of possibilities of amounts because this far out, it's way too early. But right now, I will say that the confidence is increasing for this thing to not be as strong as what social media people seem to want to put out there. So that'll do it for our Sunday edition of 19atSIX. Of course, if you want the First Alert forecast, you can always get that anytime, anywhere on the First Alert weather app, as well as on fox19.com/weather and the Fox 19 First Alert 24/7 weather streaming channel. It's available wherever you stream. Join us tonight at 10 o'clock on Fox 19 for the latest news, sports, and of course weather headlines. The sports team are going to be having the Bengals breakdown, asking all the tough questions about what the heck's going on with the Cincinnati Bengals. But you can join us for that. And, of course, all of your top news headlines. We got Allison Montoya in tonight. Looking forward to seeing Money Montoya. That's our nickname for her. But looking forward to seeing her. I haven't seen her in a while. But at this point, we're going to conclude our Sunday edition of 19atSIX. Have a wonderful Sunday evening.